And Dean is with me now, so you couldn't help yourself. You had to cook.
We had to do some cooking, didn't we?
Quite right too. Quite right too. Do you know what? Up until very recently, up until I read your blog that you were writing about this, I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah, it's
absolutely no idea at all that you had this and that you had to put. You know,
well, the reason I actually I started off covering up, it wasn't something I used to do initially, and I think part of the reason why I actually wrote the blog, it wasn't to draw attention to the fact I have vitiligo. It was more to do with the comments that you would get on social media.
Right.
So I had a few comments, say, oh, the chef's washed his fake tan off his hands.
Right.
So I started to cover it just to deflect away from having to answer those questions.
Right, I understand.
And then it kind of became a bit more of a habit.
Yeah.
And that was partly to do with, with the blog. It was all about, telling people not to be so flippant with their comments on social media, because you never really know the true story behind what's going on, and whether it's vitiligo, whether it's something completely different.
Yeah.
It affects people in different ways. I've always been quite confident with mine, and I also know I'm very lucky. Because I haven't got it covering large areas of my body, but when look at my hands. There's
that's the one
this is already covered one.
Yeah, that's covered up, and then here you are.
So that's kind of how.
And has that always been like that since you were 5?
It's grown. It started off as a very small patch on my foot. Only the last year or so I've started to get it on my face as well. So they're only kind of quite small places at the moment, but craftily, I'm lucky enough I can grow a beard, because I've got quite large areas underneath my beard. So it's just, OK, I'll grow a little beard.
See, men have that
It's not
option.
designer stubble.
No, men have that option. But when you look at someone like supermodel Winnie, and, she's beautiful and she has got vitiligo.
A lot more people are starting to really embrace it now.
Yeah.
And I'm also starting to see just incredible images popping up on, on social media, where people are really just starting to embrace the condition that makes them different.
Sure.
I think for so many years, people, they don't like to stand out from the crowd.
No, that's true. Just while you've been talking, one of our viewers, Nikki Rhodes-Hill, has tweeted a picture. She was diagnosed 10 years ago, and she's got the same sort of idea. There she is. She says she's had this condition, but, she lives with it. People live with it. Of course they do. We're all different how we deal with things. Have you ever had it making you feel bad about yourself, or are you well over that now?
I'm over it now.
Yeah.
You can imagine what it's like in school. You get called various names.
I can imagine.
Cowhands was always a favourite of mine.
Oh God, because that's really weird.
I think I'm strong enough. I'm confident enough a person that it wasn't going to kind of break me down or affect my life in any way.
Sure.
But I also know there's two sides to that story, and I know a lot of people with possibly low self-esteem. Comments like that would. Yeah,
and of course we're exposed to social media. Is it only really camouflage that you can do, or is there anything else you can do?
There are various treatments, steroid creams, UV treatments.
Oh, OK.
They don't always work.
Right.
So our viewer Natalie that went through UV treatments for many years and had a great success with hers, but it's not always guaranteed to work. And I remember going to the doctor when I was younger, and they told me there was nothing that they could do. So I've just kind of...
You just got on with
decided to live with it and just got on with it.
Do you know, does anybody know the cause? Is it hereditary? I mean, will it be something that maybe your little girl might get or might not?
Indy might possibly get it. One time when Indy came up to studios with me, we were walking down Oxford Street and we walked past Gap. And in the window, there was a beautiful little girl, and she was about 12 years old. And Indy said to me, Dad, that's what you've got. And I thought, oh, hang on, if this little girl can embrace hers, it's about time that I kind of manned up a little bit.
Okay.
And so, I kind of thank Indy quite a bit for, making me accept a little bit more that it does make me different, in a strange way. I'm hoping she doesn't get it. Yeah. But if she does, hopefully I'll help her learn to embrace it. But my mum developed it in the last year, and my little nephew's got it as well. So I think it can be hereditary in certain aspects, but people have different factors that can kind of kick-start it, It's all to do with your immune system. So, there are different ways and means that you can do it, but there's a lot of support out there. There's the British Skin Foundation, the Vitiligo Society. So there's help out there. And I think...
We'll make sure we stick that all in our
Perfect,
website,
thank you very much.
Dean, thank you. It's really good. Isn't that fun? I had no idea. I had no idea until you did your vlog. Great stuff. Thank you so much for talking about that.